Hello everybody, thanks for staying with me this long. I more or less finished my Gurdy, so I thought I'd just share a few things with you. Here it is. The first thing I need to say is I don't like the colour. The stain came out too dark, so I'm going to build another one. I've got plenty of wood left over, so when I've got this, or if I get it sounding sweet, I will start again and do a new one, and this time trying to avoid all the stupid little mistakes I made. Shouldn't take too long the second time round. One of the big mistakes I made was I printed the wheel out of wood filament, but I put it the same size as the drawing, which allows for a rim of veneer on it. So my wheel was about a millimetre or two too small in diameter. So I printed another wheel 2 meters larger in diameter. It's very critical actually, the size of the wheel, the distance of the strings. The option I had, because the wheel was too small, the strings were touching the keys, the option I had was either to raise the whole of the key box or to make the wheel larger. As the design makes it very easy to remove and replace the wheel, that's what I decided to do. So I've done that. And then I'll just show you the keys. These are the keys. One of the problems was making the keys move easy enough so that they return without any problem with the gravity. I printed the tangents also in wood filament. That seems to work okay. And I put it all together. And I put it all together and I started stringing it and looking at videos about how to cotton up the strings and so on, which is definitely one of those dark arts. And then I tuned up the Gurdy. So I think I'll just go through the tuning with you, because that's one of the issues that I had. So let's just tune this Gurdy then. I'm going to place the Gurdy on a rubber mat on this table, and hopefully you'll be able to see it. Right, that should be good. Let's get a cup of coffee out of the way. Now I use the tuning app on my phone because the phone sits nicely on top there, and the way in which we tune the strings is we do them one by one. So let's do the top chanter first. Unhook it. At the moment all the strings are muted. The wheel is free to move without making any sound. I'll put the top G chanter off its hook, off mute, and turn the wheel. Now that's showing it's a little bit flat, it should be G. And if you can see that on the phone. So we'll just sharpen it up a bit. There you are, that's G spot on now. Now the next thing you need to do is tune the tangents. So if that's an open G, if you go to the white notes, we'll go up a few notes. We'll go A, B, C. The third key should be a C, so I'll put that down. And you'll see that's a little bit sharp. So I'll get my screwdriver. So I'll get my hex wrench, place it in the C tangent, and just turn the screw, and what are we sharp? Turn the screw clockwise, and that should flatten the note a little bit. So let's have a listen. A little bit more. That's just about right. Now, I'm not going to do it for every single key, but that's the way in which you would tune your tangents. I'm not too fussy actually, but if you are, that's what you need to do. I think the secret of the tangents is you need to do the screws up just tight enough so the tangent moves when you move the screw left or right. If it's too tight, the tangent won't move. If it's too loose, the tangent is too floppy, so you just need to find the sweet spot. Then it's quick and easy to tune them. So that's our C string. Sorry, that's our top G string, top G chanter. And I'll hook him out the way, and we'll go for the bottom G chanter. Hook that onto the wheel. Bit flat. Tighten it up. So that's the top, the bottom G chanter in tune. Go for the bottom G drone. Wee bit flat. That's it. G. Mute it. The top C chanter. We're all a bit flat today. So that's on B. Okay, that's on B. On C now. Hook it out the way. The only other things we need to do now are the trumpets. Now I haven't really paid much attention to these other than tuning them. So we go to the top G trumpet, that's in tune. And the bottom C, bit flat. That's okay, that's in tune now. So all my strings are more or less in tune. Now they're going to go in and out of tune fairly quickly now until everything settles in, so you need to retune quite quickly. So let's see if we can get any kind of tune out of it. Well, I've got this rubber mat that I put on my lap, stop it sliding. Place the instrument on my lap. I've got a strap. Put that round my back. I've found out to my cost it's essential that the instrument is very stable and tilted a bit to make sure that the keys return. Okay, so let's see how they sound. I must admit they don't sound brilliant at the moment, but the next few weeks I'm going to try and make it sound like a Gurdy. Anyway, so I've dropped the top G string. So that's the top G. We drop this bottom G in as well. That's a slightly fuller sound. Now I've found that if we use all the drones and all the trompettes, there's much too much accompaniment and very little melody. So I think one drone at a time is probably enough. So choose your drone carefully according to what key you're in. I'm assuming you'll probably be playing in either C, D or G, in which case all these drones should be okay, but be careful. If you're playing in D, probably best to have the G drone. If you're playing in C, probably use a C drone as well, or you could use the G. Anyway, let's put the bottom G drone on. Have a listen. If it's in tune, it should be a fairly harmonic sort of sound. I'm not saying this is, but so maybe the drone is too loud. You make it stand out further away from the wheel, maybe a bit less cotton, something like that. This is what all the fine tuning is all about. So let's put the C drone on, lift the G back off, see what that sounds like. Take one of the melody notes off. Probably need them both. Stick one of the trompettes in. Let's see what it sounds like with everything unmuted. Too much sound, I think. So you need to be careful what strings you're actually playing and which ones you're muting, whether it suits the mood of the tune that you're playing or the volume of the location in which you're playing, what sort of a gig it is. And I think this instrument would probably sound better if it was accompanying other instruments. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching my build series for this hurdy-gurdy. As I said, I'm not 100% satisfied with this one, so I'm going to build a new one. Whether I'm going to keep this one intact and reuse the bits in the new one, or keep this one and build a completely new one, I haven't quite made up my mind yet. But first of all, I'm going to try and learn how to get a decent sound out of this one before I decide whether or not to continue with hurdy-gurdies or not. My main instrument is a dulcimer, the mountain dulcimer. I also play the nickel harper, and I haven't made up my mind about the hurdy-gurdy yet. Thank you for watching.